stuff which we can get our teeth into and we can really look forward to. I am still in the process of obviously getting the chat on screen, but as soon as I've done that, we can then talk about what we've got coming up, because there's a few things that have been announced for tonight. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. Let me do that. Boom. Lovely. Right. So we have got Yulisa and Valentina. We're really seeing these guys on a regular basis now. So Yulisa and Valentina taking on Lola, Vice, and Elektra Lopez. I don't know if we've seen Lola Vice on NXT. She's been doing stuff on NXT Level Up for quite a long time, but I don't think we've seen her on NXT. They've got high hopes for Lola Vice, because she's obviously quite attractive. And she is a former MMA fighter as well, so she's legit. So they've got high hopes for Lola Vice. So we're going to be seeing all of those women in action. I don't think that's going to be that exciting, to be honest, but you know, it'll be all right. Then we've got Lyra against Jacy Jane. That's had a big build. Obviously, Rhea has told Lyra to go after Jacy. We're finally going to get that match. So that's been building up for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. So that's had quite the build. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I really like Lyra Valkyria as well. I think they've done a fantastic job of building her up and making her feel like a big deal, making her feel like a big star. So into that. Then we've got Eddie Thorpe against Dijak. Eddie Thorpe coming off a great NXT Underground match. Dijak, a little bit cold. There isn't really much going on for him, is there? We've struggled, to be honest, with him. And he's got a bit of a new gimmick, whatever. But it's not set the world on fire. So that's going to be interesting. See what comes out of that. But the one that I'm really looking forward to is Schism, because we've been talking a lot about Schism recently. And we've been saying that it feels like there's something there with Schism. It feels like there's something that you could get your teeth into, but we just need more segments with them, right? Not matches. We need like backstage moments or promos in the ring. We need to explore the relationships. There's obviously a little something going on at the moment because Joe Gacy was pushed the other week. As well as that, there was some interference during a match. So it seems like it's the Creeds, isn't it? I mean, it seems like the Creeds are still around. They're under masks. They're getting involved in matches. We're going to have an interrogation tonight. There's clearly some problems within Schism. We're going to put all the cards on the table. We're going to see kind of how it all shakes out. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that'll be good. I think Schism, to me, feel like a big act, a big group, a big faction, because all of them in that group are serious potential. I think Grizzled Young Veterans, or the Dyad, are like one of the most credible tag teams in NXT. I think Joe Gacy feels like one of the most intriguing characters in NXT, and then Ava just happens to be The Rock's daughter, right? And it doesn't really matter what she goes on to do. She is always going to be The Rock's daughter. So she is also super intriguing. So I think these as a group are very interesting, very intriguing. And yeah, I'm interested to see how it's all going to play out, shake out, and what it is that we're going to get tonight. So yeah, looking forward to it. I think it should have, hopefully, enough about it to make it a fun show. What I want to do before I get to the chat is just have a little look and see where we are with the latest news on NXT. Here we go. We spoke about that, spoke about that. I think we've covered everything. Tiffany is going to be on the show tonight as well. So we know that we've got Tiffany Stratton. Watch me debut tonight and make my dreams come true, says Lola Vice. So Lola Vice making her NXT debut tonight. So as we said, not difficult on the eye, let's put it that way. Not difficult on the eye. She's going to be, for all those people that thirst over Nikita Lyons, they've got someone else they can thirst over now. I think that's it. I don't think there's anything else that's been announced. Boom. Daze, we never found out the mystery person that's filming things in NXT. No, we didn't, buds. Didn't. I don't know that it's going to be revealed. I think what they're doing, NXT Anonymous, they are still using it as a way to... I think the last time we saw them was when Lyra and Jacy were arguing backstage. So actually, they were a part of this conversation. No, the last time we saw them was when Booker T was giving advice to Roxanne Perez backstage. That was only a few weeks ago. And he was advising her about how she should deal with Blair. And he got quite animated at the fact that that footage had been recorded and then shown on the program. So NXT Anonymous, I think, to be honest, I'm sure there's a chance that it will be answered eventually, but I think its real purpose is to give us kind of insight behind the scenes, to show us things that maybe we otherwise wouldn't see, you know, to listen in on conversations that we shouldn't be listening in on. They're using it as a creative kind of technique, if you will. So it may get answered one day, but I'm not sure that's its primary purpose at the moment. Good point, though. It'll be interesting to see if it does get answered. I don't have anything to say about Liverpool, says Trini. That's breaking news. But for some reason, I feel like I should. LA Dort Knight says Liverpool won't have any rivals until they build a team on Mars. We've got a lot of chat about Liverpool tonight. I don't know if NXT is coming from Liverpool. Maybe that's why the conversation is all about Liverpool, is that we're in Liverpool tonight. We're not at the Performance Center. We've gone over to Liverpool, and we're going to be enjoying all the action live from the UK. Big Time said, do you think there's pressure on NXT tonight? No Judgment Day to rely on to enhance numbers, but tonight might determine whether other acts have clicked with casuals. I don't think there's any pressure on NXT any greater than any other time there's pressure on NXT. I think that NXT is just doing its thing, to be honest. I think you're gonna get spikes and boosts from having talent come down to NXT. You've got Dirty Dom as a champ in NXT. Dirty Dom not advertised for tonight's show, but people know that he is NXT North American champion. He's been shouting about it on Raw as well for the past few weeks, and on SmackDown and whatnot. So I think that message has got out there. And obviously Baron Corbin's around and whatever. So, I mean, you've got people that are around. But yeah, the big advert for this was based on Tiffany Stratton. It wasn't based on like a main roster star, like, you know, tune in tomorrow to see what Rhea Ripley's got to say. You know, tune in tomorrow to see what such and such has got to say. It wasn't really on anyone other than Tiffany. So I don't think there's a pressure there. I wouldn't have an expectation that this is going to do a number similar to, you know, when you've got Seth or something like that. I think this probably will see a bit of a decline. But then we're coming out of the pay-per-view. Will you get a little bit of a bump from that? I think naturally there's a few more viewers that are watching anyway. But I don't even know if the expectation is that this is going to draw a number similar to where we've been recently, because we haven't advertised main roster stars. So it's one of those, isn't it? I find it a difficult conversation to have because we don't have any details. We don't have any. We're not in the meetings. I mean, we don't know what their expectations are. We don't know what they're trying to achieve with it. Is it just they're bringing people in just to boost the numbers as we head towards Great American Bash? And now we're past Great American Bash. Are they happy for it to decline again? And then as we build towards the next pay-per-view, we bring in the stars to boost it up again. Like, if that's what they're doing, then it won't matter that there's a bit of a decline tonight. So without really being in the room and being a part of the conversations, you're only speculating as to what their expectations are for the number tonight. So, I mean, obviously they want it to be as high as possible, but in a realistic world, you know that number's been high because of the main roster talent coming down. And so if you don't have main roster talent on, it's more than likely not going to maintain at that level. So, don't know. Not worried about it. Collision with 739. Warner Brothers are licking their chops. Dark Angel said, I saw this on a meme. I don't know what it means. Is Arsenal a TV show their fans are always waiting on next season? Could the Creed brothers be behind Dyad's Schism's recent problems? I believe so, not JPEG. I believe so. I believe it would make sense that it would be the Creed brothers. I'd be quite excited if it wasn't, actually, because the Creed brothers make the most sense, don't they? When you're thinking about who is, like, you know, behind these sneak attacks, I mean, the team that just got booted out of NXT would be the obvious team. Plus, also, it sort of size-wise looked like it was them, so I'm fairly confident it is, but it'd be a hell of a swerve if it turned out it wasn't. James, shout out to you. I hope you're well. Trinity said, did you feel like offended Twitter felt about Triple H calling AEW the secondary promotion, or was you was like, yeah, and did you feel like offended Twitter felt about Triple H calling AEW the secondary promotion? When did he make that comment? Is this a comment he's made recently? I haven't seen this comment. I mean, I don't give a flip about it. I don't care. There is not a single bone in my body that's offended about that. Triple H secondary promotion. WWE released the Cody Rhodes documentary, the 2-hour special. Oh, is it a comment he makes in there? The game refers, stayed away, Mexican personal issue. This isn't the first time. During the 2019 Hall of Fame, P. Company. So, to take that gamble and say, this is not what I wanted to be. I didn't want to grow up dreaming champion or the face of a secondary promotion. I wanted to be the WWE champion. Yeah. Don't know. I haven't seen the documentary. Does it bother me? No, not at all. I don't actually even see that as a diss, because to be honest, he could be referring to a number of promotions. I mean, I'm sure in his mind is thinking AEW, but just kind of playing a little bit of devil's advocate, just a little bit of devil's advocate. Cody left WWE and went to New Japan. He also competed for numerous indie promotions throughout his time, right? And then, of course, went to AEW. So for Triple H to say, you know, Cody didn't want to be the face of a secondary promotion, it was WWE that he wanted. In a way, secondary promotion might be just a blanket statement for all the other promotions, right? Because when Cody left WWE, he went to New Japan and had some big matches there. And he went to, as we said, a lot of other indie promotions. Of course, AEW is the promotion that's going to come to mind first of all. But, you know, Cody could have found his way to Impact. He could have found his way to CMLL. He could have found his way to AAA. What Triple H may have been saying in that comment, and he might not, I am just playing devil's advocate, is whilst Cody was away from WWE, you know, he wasn't satisfied. He didn't want to be the face of a secondary promotion. He wanted to be WWE champion. And as I said, secondary promotion, I mean, this is the first time I'm seeing it. So he may have gone into more detail, I don't know. But secondary promotion very much could just be a blanket statement for any promotion that's not WWE, right? So Does that offend me? Not at all. And I mean, I'm 90% certain he would probably referring to AEW, but I could also understand Triple H sitting there and just talking, right? Just naturally talking about how Cody has dreamed about being WWE champion. Achieving anything else was never going to scratch that itch. You know, he wants to be WWE champion because of his dad. So being the face of, he could have said another promotion, right? He could have said that, in all fairness. Being the face of another promotion, being another promotion's champion is not going to scratch that itch. He could have said that. He chose to say secondary promotion, right? So is it cheeky? Yeah, maybe. I don't think it's really shots fired, though. I don't think it's really shots fired. I think if he really wanted to fire a shot, Triple H would have said something a hell of a lot worse than, you know, saying secondary promotion. So I don't know. That seems to be a lot of smoke and not much fire to me. So was I bothered by it? No. I didn't see it as disrespect, but a lot of people seem to. Well, I mean, listen, there's a lot of people that have picked their sides, haven't they? There's a lot of people that are diehard AEW. There's a lot of people that are diehard WWE. There's a lot of people that will take offense because that's what they have to do. Because, you know, if you're gonna fire a shot at their team, if the promotion they love is going to be referred to seemingly as a secondary promotion, then you know, they're going to fight it to the death, and that's just going to spur the WWE fans on to defend WWE. And but I mean, what I would say is make your own mind up. Make your own minds up as to how you take it. I mean, I wasn't aware of it. I've just read it. My gut reaction is, yeah, it probably didn't have to say secondary promotion. As I said, could have said just other promotion. But he said, I mean, it is a WWE documentary. They are trying to still promote WWE, of course, and position them as market leaders. I mean, this is a business world. This, you know, this is dog eat dog. So I don't see it really being as, I think you're right. I don't see it being as like a massive disrespect thing. So I don't know. If people took offense to it, people will take offense to anything, wouldn't they? It's just Twitter, isn't it? It's not a great place to be. It's not a place that I really spend much time on, though. I really don't. I really just not on there. I go on to share a few links to videos. If I do think of something and I think, oh, that'd make a fun tweet, I'll go on and type it. But outside of that, I'm just not. I just don't really go on anymore. It's just not. I don't feel enriched by it. And that's what it comes down to. Cody was in Impact through Global Force, says Jim. Trini said, I agree. It's why I referred to the people who were offended the way that I did. Not JPEG said, 232 watching, only 70 likes. Get the likes up. Yeah, that would be nice. If you are watching and you've not left a like, leave a like. It's greatly appreciated. And I hope everyone is well and excited for NXT. Obviously, we're coming off the back of Great American Bash. And I thought there was some highs. I thought there was some lows. I thought that there was some in-betweens. I thought it was a real mixed bag of a show. But one that has definitely furthered the narrative, furthered the storylines, and answered a lot of questions. So now we know where we are with the champions. We know what's happening with those guys. We know what's happening in regards to Carmelo. I mean, it doesn't look like he's leaving, of course, because he's still champ. We don't know what's happening with Ilya. It'd be interesting to hear from Ilya, see if Ilya's going to come out and if there's going to be a new challenge for him. I mean, if we don't see him, then is there a chance we see him on the main roster? Would it be a bit too soon to take him up? I don't think so. I think he's ready to go to the main roster. I don't really think he needs an NXT title run. I would have liked for him to have had an NXT title run. But his NXT UK title run, I think, was fine. Yeah, it was fine. So I don't think he needs one. So yeah, I'm excited to see what we're going to do tonight. I'm excited to see what new feuds we're going to get. You know, it's kind of a bit of a reset, isn't it? It's going to be very similar to next week's Raw. Next week's Raw will be the first Raw after SummerSlam, and that's going to be a big reset as well. So we'll be able to get our teeth into some new feuds there also. So yeah, it's going to be good. LA Dort Knight said going from WWE to AEW is going from full fat Coke to Diet Coke. You can pretend that it tastes the same, but you know deep down that you need that maximum taste one day. Tony Khan would smack the beep out of Triple H, in my personal opinion, if you take away his family privileges with the McMahons. Let's go. NXT. It's going to be good, said Kian. New month, new program. Hopefully it'll be goods. Big Time said, have you had your fill of Judgment Day against Sammy, KO, and Rollins in the main event, or would you like more variations? No, I've probably had my fill. I'm not someone that really... I'm not someone that's a big fan of these variations, to be honest. I think, you know, doing like pointless tag matches and pointless I'm not a fan of pointless matches. They strike me as matches that are there just to fill TV time, to be brutally honest. They're just there because we've got to put some on TV, and we've got a lot of TV to fill. Every week there's a lot of TV that we need to fill. And it's one of those where the vast majority of what we watch, you don't need to watch. You don't need to watch it, right? A lot of what we watch is just there to kill the TV time. And I feel that way about these kind of like, you know, let's do these variations of, let's do, I don't know, if we're doing, say, Viking Raiders against Alpha Academy, right? We'll do Otis versus Eric. We'll do Otis versus Ivar. We'll do Ivar versus Chad. We'll do Chad versus Eric. We'll do a 6-person tag match as well. And that'll kill like a few weeks. And we'll do some promos and whatever. And then eventually you might get to a pay-per-view where you actually then finally do Alpha Academy versus Viking Raiders, right? And by the time you get there, you're pretty much bored of seeing every variation of it anyway. and the whole thing can be a bit overkill. Like, I will say that last night's match, main event on Raw, at least it had that moment where he was going to cash in and he delayed giving him the briefcase. So I will give them props that they did at least give us that moment, right? They did give us that, so at least it had something in it that was of value. But no, I can't say I'm sitting here going, "Oh yeah, let's go round again. Let's do more variations of matches that we don't really need to be watching." I'd much rather, you know, cut down on seeing those big stars compete in pointless matches and actually use them for, say, just some promo time or backstage interview, whatever it might be, and increase some different storylines using other wrestlers, other people that are maybe a bit lower down the cards. So rather than just running through, as we said, Ivar versus Otis, Otis versus Eric, Eric versus Chad, rather than doing those matches week after week and all the time, I would much rather just do a match or do whatever it is that we really do need to do that really does push the story along, right? Do that. All those other segments that we're going to save, do another story. Let's use Nikki Cross, right? She could do a story. She could have those segments. I know that this is where like ratings come into play because people aren't going to be necessarily as invested in watching Nikki Cross as they are a Seth Rollins, a Sami Zayn. So you're battling, aren't you? You've got like the fans I feel like the fans that are going to tune in every week want that variation. They want to see a variety of stars because they want to see all the roster and they want to see good stories and they want to see a real blend and a mixture. And I think that's very much the boat I'm in. I mean, I'm the captain of that boat, right? I'm flying the flag. I don't know why. Don't need a flag really on a boat. Maybe you do. Maybe we're pirates. I don't know. But I'm flying that flag. But I sort of think, like, if you put your business hat on, then you kind of have to do the other thing, because obviously every week you want Seth. Obviously every week you want Sammy. Obviously every week you want Becky. Obviously every week you want... And so it's just a case of, like, how can we churn out the same top stars this week, but in a slightly different variation to how we did it last week? So, you know, I can understand it. I understand there's not an easy solution to it, but equally I would like that variation, and I would like to, you know, dig in. But this is where business meets creativity, and you know, it's like a never-ending battle. So, you know, it is what it is. Ratings don't come into play. If ratings mattered, WWE would stack every show that they have. Well, I would say that ratings do come into play. I mean, they definitely want to get those names on the show every week. So they're doing that because they know that that's what's going to... I mean, don't forget, if they get those people on, they can use... Not only will those segments do well, because people tune in to watch their favorite wrestlers. So people tune in because they want to watch, you know, I love Bianca, or I love Seth, or... You know, love LA Knight, really want to see, I'm tuning in, I want to see LA Knight. Like, they're tuning in for those stars, their favorite stars, and they tend to be the bigger names. So, and that obviously then translates to the ratings. But the other thing as well is that you can then take those segments and put them onto social media. So if it was like you was doing Nikki Cross, or you was doing, I don't know, whoever, Maximum Male Models, or whoever it is that's lower down the card, if you was doing more stories with them and less with the bigger names, that is going to affect your business, because you'd think that those segments may not hold people because those people don't have the star power of, you know, a Seth Rollins or a Sammy or whatever. Equally, you do run the risk of disappointing the Sammy and the Seth fans that tune in just to see them, right? And then also, what videos are you going to have for YouTube? You're going to have a Nikki Cross video. You're going to have a Maximum Male Models video. You're not going to have a Seth Rollins video. You're not going to have a Sammy video. You're not going to have the big name clickbait title. See what Seth got up to. Oh my God, Brock just attacked Cody, or whatever it is. So it's ratings. I would say that it is ratings on the TV show. I'd say that your big stars, and we see it with NXT, don't we? When they come down to NXT, we see the difference that the lower down talent make to NXT compared to when a big star comes down to NXT. Like, they are trying to, like, hit numbers for each of their segments. They're trying to get the biggest rating overall that they can. And they then are trying to use that footage to boost their social media presence, and obviously they shout about how big they are on social media as well. So I do put it down to a bit of a battle between ratings and creativity. But, well, if you think I'm wrong on that, I will. I'm open to the conversation. But yeah, no. To answer your question, no, I'm not into seeing more variations of matches that we see on a regular basis anyway. Big Time says, Trini said, this is where I take myself to a bad girl corner. You're not a bad girl. Shut up. Shut up. You're not a bad girl. Your name is Trini, single as Pringle. Ain't nothing bad about Pringles. Although, you know, once you pop, you can't stop. Did you know that? Did you know that? Big Time Back said, I feel like WWE could tweak a little bit as far as making the draft more loose. Have a few more top names appear on opposite brands. We see with Raw, they struggle providing fresh matches. Yeah, I think this is where it's this is where I personally don't mind a little flexibility as long as it does make sense. As long as it makes sense. As long as there's like a story or a reason. Like if Dominic wanted to go to SmackDown because he wanted to cause his dads a little bit of trouble or whatever it might be, I can vibe with that. I'm all right with that, right? There's a reason for that, and I get it. Equally, if someone was to make a comment, like, you know, someone on SmackDown made a comment about a Raw superstar and the Raw superstar rocked up, I get it. That wouldn't bother me. There would be people on Twitter that would be aghast because I thought this was a brand split. I thought we were meant to be doing a brand split. What's the point in a brand split if they're just going to rock up on the other show anyway? But it's like, that's not, like we said this, that's, for me, that's not the purpose of the brand split. The brand split isn't like, this is the brand they're on and they're only on this brand. It's this is their home. This is, if you like this superstar, if you are a fan of Seth Rollins, right? If you love Seth Rollins, don't tune into SmackDown, right? If you are only interested in Seth Rollins, don't tune in on a Friday thinking that you are going to see him. Because guess what? He's been drafted to Raw. If he does show up on a Friday, bonus. But where you'll see him is on Raw. Right? That's where he's been drafted. If you want to see Bloodline and you want to follow the Bloodline story, right? Don't tune in on a Monday and then skip Friday. Do you know why? Because he's on SmackDown, isn't he? He's been drafted to SmackDown. That's where you can find him. He's on SmackDown. And if for some reason he needs to rock up on Raw, no drama. No problem. That's okay. It's all right. As long as there's a reason, personally, as long as there's a good reason, and it's explained as to why he's there, because he shouldn't really be there. So why is he there? But if he rocks up one week, that's fine. As long as give me a reason. But other than that, you'll find him on SmackDown. So that's always been my interpretation of it, but people get very upset on social media about these things. I mean, don't worry about it. That's what I'd say. Don't worry about it. Do you know there are way bigger things going on in the world than if someone's going to rock up on a different brand. Trini said, I see the brand split as another storyline in the show. I don't take it literally. They've never taken it literally. Daze, did you watch the England women? I didn't. It was an absolute pleasure and a privilege to watch that match. It's coming home. Lyra versus Tiffany. Well, they've done that match and Tiffany won. That's how she became champion. I think that we will get that match again. And maybe it will be Lyra that ends Tiffany's title reign. People get very upset on social media about everything. I mean, that's true. That's very true. That is very true. As I said, I'm trying to not really expose myself to that world as much now because I just think you can really, I've said before, like, I can't even remember what stream I said it on, but I said it on a stream and I meant it that subconsciously, those you can read comments that you say that you don't agree with, right? And I think if you read a comment that is well constructed and is well thought out and is respectful, it doesn't have an effect on you. It doesn't have an effect on me, right? If I don't agree with it, but I can see that the person has really put thought in it and they believe in what they're saying and they are making a point. It might not be a point I agree with, but if it's legit and it's respectful and all of that, those are the types of comments I can cope with all day long. I could read those all day long, right? But it's the ones that you disagree with and they're like aggressive. They're aggressive in their opinion. The ones that are classics are, you're an idiot if, right? You don't know wrestling if. Right, any that start with that are just straight away going to rub you up the wrong way. straight away they're going to write. It doesn't even matter what comes after, right? You're an idiot if you don't know wrestling, if, and then whatever the point is that follows. Like, that's, but those things, you know, you can read those things and you might read it and you might agree with it and you might go, yeah, you're right, right? But then you'll read another one and you go, no, I don't agree with that, right? And I'm not an idiot or whatever. You know, these little things, they chip away at you. You might not think they do. They chip away at you and they just take they just chip a little joy off. I reckon you've got like an amount of joy in a day, right? It's like a block of ice. You've got a block of ice called joy, right? And these comments, they just take a little chip off. And every time you read one, it's just another little chip gone. By the time you get off Twitter or you get off whatever social media you use, it's a good chance that there's a good chunk of that ice that's gone. So, I don't know, just something to think about. I know James said that he took a break off social media. I said the other day he took a break off social media. I think it's a brilliant thing to do. I think it's a great thing to do. I think it is something that is worth just having a little think about from time to time, because sometimes you don't even really think about it. You don't think that it's like really affecting you, but I don't know. I was never like getting down or like having mental health troubles or anything like that. That was never a problem that I was having. But I don't know. I just felt more refreshed. I felt more refreshed. I can't even remember why I wasn't going on. Can't even remember. There was something that was stopping me. I don't know if I had a little illness or if maybe it was wrestling shop. Can't remember. Might have been wrestling shop, actually. I was down in London, wasn't I, chatting to people, so I didn't have time to be on social media. And I didn't miss it, and I felt it really refreshing. It felt great. I felt great. So, just something to think about. Defcon Eric Pirate King Jack said Daze scored a brother love 20 minutes ago at Target. Oh, brother love, I love you. Lovely stuff. Yeah, brother love. I love that character. It's one of the first characters I ever saw in WWE, because the very first video I ever got was WrestleMania 5, and that's got a brother love segment on it. And he was doing a talk show segment. I think Roddy Piper on the talk show? I think Roddy Piper was, yeah. And brother love, I always found like quite interesting because his face is bright red, and he doesn't look healthy. And he's very different. I mean, he's kind of doing that evangelical kind of thing. And obviously, it turned out to be Bruce Pritchard as well, who's like really important behind the scenes. Even today, he sits next to Triple H and Gorilla, like watching the monitors and helping produce the show. Today, like you can see him backstage doing that. And it's crazy that you can go all the way back to like WrestleMania 5, and this guy was wearing makeup, wearing a bright white suit, and playing a character called Brother Love. So, yeah, I love the Brother Love gimmick and character. So it was really fun. Great heel interviewer, and it's great that we finally got a figure of it. So yeah, maybe not the greatest figure, because to be honest, I mean, there's not like loads of detail on it, but a good face scan. It's basically just like one of those suited figures, isn't it? With like a sculpted head on. So, you know, maybe not like a Finn Balor, Demon Balor or something like that, but like from a detail point of view, but certainly one that I've got a lot of respect for. Going on holiday, disappointed I won't see SummerSlam. Oh, Vortexa, sorry to hear that, my friends. It's it should be a good show, but if you can avoid spoilers, which you might not be able to, but if you can, then you might be able to catch it when you get back off holiday. Once you get back from your hollybobs, you might be able to catch up with it. I've lost brain cells since being on Twitter, and I didn't have many to lose in the first place, says James. I'm sure that's not true, James. I'm sure that's not true. Raging Demon said Triple H is the worst booker I've ever seen. He pushes indie jobber bums like Sami Zayn, while LA Knight has to go through being mismanaged. Brother Love was a great character, but he was super scary to watch as a kid, says LA Fortnite. Be right back. Hubby is back with food. Best time of the day. Trini, if you're still with your husband, why is your name single as Pringle? Like, that kind of implies, does your husband know that you're sending that message out to the world? That you're as single as a Pringle? But yet your husband is going off getting food for you both. Anyone else think like this is a little dodge? Anyone else think that, like, well, you know, whilst the cat's away, the mice will play kind of a situation? This ain't a dating app, you know. Like, I don't know if, like, this isn't like Plenty of Fish that you've stumbled on. If you're trying to, like, you know, entice some young buck. Matt, Nick, I don't know. One of the young bucks might be around. Who knows? She's probably not hearing any of this, but you lot are. And just so you know, I think it's a disgrace. I think it's an absolute disgrace that she's out here masquerading that she is single as a Pringle. And then she's like, oh, my husband's back with foods. I'll be back in a sec. Oh, it's the best time of the day. Can't be alone on that. I can't be alone on that. Boomer said Trini is having an affair. I didn't want to be the one to say it. You know me, guys. I don't like causing trouble. I don't like causing trouble. It's not what I do. But we need to have a serious conversation about someone in our community that is definitely having an affair on what seems to be a lovely guy that goes out, gets food for her, right? He doesn't know. Trini's husband. I don't know if the laptop's on or if the phone is on. I don't know if this is coming through. Trini's husband. She's cheating on you. She's having an affair. I don't have evidence of it, but her profile name is Single Pringle. Trini's husband. I'm trying to. I'm being a good Samaritan here. I'm trying to help him out. She's cheating on you whilst you go and get food. We'll find out. We'll see how it goes. I just want justice. That's all I want. Justice. I just believe in love. I'm a lover, not a fighter, and I don't like to see people being used. That's all it is. Cody said, I feel bad for Santos Escobar. Is he in a relationship with Trini? Because he wanted to win that macula clean for his career, and you could tell he felt bad for Rey. Macula? Is that a typo, or is that like a word for match that I need to be aware of? Macula Matata. Nice. She ain't around, is she? She's not around. Unbelievable. She's off having food. And you know what? I bet she's sat there going, oh, you're so good to me. You're so good to me. Thank you so much for getting this. I can't believe it. I'm so in love with you. I bet she's saying that to him. Makes you sick, doesn't it? It makes me feel sick. That poor guy hasn't got a clue what's going on. And we've tried as a community to let him know. We've tried. We won't when she gets back on, you can let her know how we feel. What did you think about Gable Stevenson's debut? I thought that he looked okay. I thought he didn't look like he was getting lost. I didn't think the power moves that he was doing, or really any of the moves he was doing, looked sloppy. Power moves looked good. His suplexes and throws and takedowns and like all of that is stuff that we'd sort of seen anyway in NXT Underground. So we sort of had an idea that it was going to be okay. I thought that was fine. I mean, was it the best match of the evening? I mean, no, not by a mile because of Elia, but equally, I don't think it stunk the place out. I think the takeaway, right, considering that was his first match, it was fine. It wasn't something that blew my mind. Probably like a 3-star type situation, right? Maybe 3.25. Maybe 3. So it was fine. But the crowd were just absolutely all over him. And you know what? It's funny to see the reactions, because I don't think people know why the crowd were reacting that way, because you had some people saying we never liked him. Like the allegations against him are atrocious, or WWE should know better. So there's plenty of people that are kind of in on the know of the allegations. And then there's other people that I don't think know about the allegations, and they were saying stuff in the comments like, well, we've never seen him before, so he's got to win us over. And I was sort of like, hang on, that's not why they were hating him. They weren't hating him because we don't know who he is. Like, it was really interesting reading the comments in the videos and seeing people not speculating, but like just sort of acting like they knew why the crowd was reacting the way they were reacting. And it didn't seem like everyone was quite on the same page. So I think there is a bit of confusion that's in there. I think that there's a problem there now, because clearly the crowds have decided. I mean, I don't remember him getting those reactions in the NXT crowd, but then saying that is a crowd that WWE can control to some degree. They can control that crowd. I heard, and I think I heard it on Jim Cornette, I heard that to go to that place, you meet at Full Sail, you then get on a bus, and the bus takes you to the Performance Center, and then when it's finished, the bus takes you back. I did not know this. If this is true, I had no idea that's what happened. That I could understand that being that you wouldn't want to step too far out of line, because you're sort of trapped, aren't you? You can't get in your car and drive away. Your car's not just outside. You got to wait for the WWE bus to take you back to your own car. So I sort of feel like that is a pro WWE crowd that's going to hopefully want to go week in, week out. I think if you was to cause any sort of trouble, you wouldn't be allowed back in. Add in the fact that it's all a bit awkward because you got to get on a WWE bus to get back to your car after the show as well. Add in the fact there ain't many people there, so if you do want to make a bit of a statement, you're going to stand out, or you're certainly going to be identified as this is where it started. And so for all of those reasons, I would say that the NXT crowds at the Performance Center is a bit easier to manipulate and control than a crowd the size of Great American Bash. Well, the Great American Bash crowds didn't have any problems making their feelings heard, right? They didn't have to worry about getting on an NXT bus, right? And so this is going to be a real problem for WWE, because it's an indicator as to this is perception. This is perception. This is what people think. People are aware of the allegations. There's enough aware of it to make that noise. And then if you've got a load of people booing, the other people, there'll be a chunk of people that will then just join in because they think this is what they're meant to do. So I think that that was clearly the biggest talking point coming out of it, was the reaction to him. Clearly the biggest talking point. And WWE have got a real dilemma on their hands. And I genuinely don't know how it's going to play out, because that kind of thing doesn't really tend to just go away. It's really difficult for that kind of thing to just go. So I don't know. WWE are going to have to really have some thought on this as to what the right way forward is and what they're going to do. He can't even come out and really say anything on it because, I mean, it was all a legal thing, and I don't think he'd want to talk on it anyway. But for some people, there's nothing he can say. You could do a sit-down interview where he could talk about it and put across his side, because he was never found guilty of anything. But for people, they're not going to believe it. People have made their mind up that he's a wrong 'un. So I don't know. I don't have the answer. It's one of those that I'm very relieved I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to deal with it. And actually, it'll be interesting to see how WWE deal with it. We know how they dealt with Nash Carter. We know how they dealt with Mandy Rose. We know how they dealt with Velveteen Dream. But how do you deal with someone that is getting paid a lot more money than all of those? That's seen as a much bigger prospect than all of those. Someone that's legit won a gold medal at the Olympics as well, so. Don't know, it's a tricky one. Tricky. Maybe the accusations had a little bit to do with it. NXT crowd kind of quiet. AEW cheer for everything and everything. Right, we are just seeing Great American Bash. We have started, by the way. Well, we haven't really started with much. Gallus boys on top. Gallus boys on top. Right, there's Thea Hale. They shut them down and they get rid of them, says Kieran. Well, I think you can do that in the Performance Center, but I don't think you can do that in a venue the size of where they just did Great American Bash. I actually don't know what that venue was. It was an interesting venue because it was only like one level. It was perfect for like an NXT show. That was a great main event, man. That was so good. The Mellow Dynasty continues to grow in NXT. Right. So we just had a video package recap. Now we're seeing some vehicle arriving. Stacks. The champs are here. Oh, they've been jumped. Champs have been jumped. So we got a brawl outside. So Gallus. Gallus brawling with Tony and Stacks. Booker's laughing. He loves it. He loves it. Dun, dun, dun. Here's Jacy. Tonight, I'm going to finish what I started at the Bash. Okay, so here comes Lyra. So we're going to be starting with our first match. Lyra Valkyria taking on Jacy Jane. Carmelo better have backup to win his title back. Gets driven into the side of the ring. We are underway. Loads of smoke around again. WWE NXT Mysterio, congrats, said MJ. Yeah, dum-dum. Dum-dum. Okay, Jacy grabbing Lyra, driving her back into the corner, booting away. She jumped her as she was making her way down to the ring. Jacy trying to go over as Lyra rolls out of the way. Shot coming in there by... Oh, man, big shots coming in. Chops. She's gone full on to Tonka. Full off. Dun 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 dun. Full on to Tonka. Let's go. Lyra colliding in the corners. A kick to the back there by Jacy. Going for the cover. Jacy looking for the pin, but no joy. Dirty Dom and Rhea Ripley live tonight. Dirty Dom and Rhea Ripley live tonight. Amazing. So they are there. Strange that they didn't advertise them in it, but they are there. Schism segment on tonight. It is, yes, it is. Is Angie's daughter in there for the show tonight? Angie's daughter? Commercial break. I notice NXT pushes a lot of tiny women like Roxanne and Lyra. I fear for them on the main roster. Do you think it'd be a good twist to have them set up Trick as the one to take Mello down? I wouldn't split them, but I think it would be a good swerve. What do you think? I think that I'm really torn because I don't think it is much of a swerve because I think we're all expecting it. I mean, I really expected it on Sunday. Really expected it. I mean, to the point where during the watch along, he's holding the belt like this and he's helping Carmelo on the outside. And you are just waiting for him to go, bang, smack him in the head with the title. And it doesn't happen. It doesn't come. And I think this was a question we asked at Stand and Deliver. Is this going to be the show where it happens? Because you just don't see people traditionally normally together for as long as these two have been together without one turning on the other at some point. So I don't know. If anything, I might make the argument it would be more of a swerve if it never actually happens. If they just went to the main roster together and they didn't actually turn on each other, or someone didn't turn on someone. Is it going to happen? I think so. I think so, just because I feel like Carmelo is getting a lot of opportunity. Carmelo is getting a lot of, you know, he's been the mid-card champ, he's been the main champ. We've done a lot with Carmelo. We haven't actually done that much with Trick Williams. Like, very rarely do you see Trick Williams in action in the ring. We just don't seem to do a great deal with Trick Williams. He is very much the side man. That makes me a little concerned for his development. That makes me a bit concerned for how he is, you know, evolving and kicking on. So, could there be a case that they split them? We do the feuds. Trick gets the better of it. Carmelo goes to the main roster on his own, and then Trick sticks around to just get some of that final, you know, opportunity, get that run without Carmelo by his side, get some more regular matches, some more feuds, and then goes up to the main roster at a slightly later date. Like, could that be how we play it? Maybe. I don't know. There's a few different ways that you can go with it, but my gut reaction would be, I think it will happen. I still don't know if I can answer if it should happen, though. Still don't know if I could answer if it should happen. Trick to dethrone Roman, said Jay. Is Judgment Day there tonight? I don't know. They've said that Rhea and Dominic are, but we don't know about Damian and Finn. I hope not. I don't think we need them, to be honest. I think those guys have got enough on their plates, what with SummerSlam coming up, so I don't think we particularly need them. I mean, if we get them, cool. Right, we've gone back to the action, back to the match. Lyra Valkyria against Jacy Jane. This has had quite a bit of builds. Quite a bit of build for this match. Jacy Jane goes... oh, that was a lovely net breaker. Over to the corner. Kick there by Lyra to Jacy. Back elbow by Lyra. Lyra charging over, looking for a roll up. Gets it. She goes down, roll up now by Jacy, kick out by Lyra. Lyra getting back up to her feet, back elbow. Lyra gets nailed. And actually the referee just coming over and checking if she's all right, because she did just get absolutely cracked. And but she gets her shoulder up. Lyra holding on to her face. Crowd's getting into it, making a bit of noise. Clapping away. Eddie Thorpe against Dijak coming up. Got that match on the way tonight. Kicks coming in there by Lyra. Pushes Jacy back against the ropes. Lyra with a beautiful kick. Love that kick. Another kick as well. Her kicks are great. Lyra going over, grabbing. Looking for a Northern Lights. Looking for a Northern Lights. Not getting it. Jacy with like a knee strike. Jacy charging over. Jacy goes to the outsides. Lyra against the ropes. Through the ropes. Bit of a drop kick type move. Through the ropes to Jacy and then throws her back in the ring. Do you think Finn will challenge Carmelo for the title if he loses to Seth? Do I think Finn will challenge Carmelo? That's a good shout, actually. Good shout, because Finn is someone that is very synonymous with NXT. He's someone that's returned to NXT quite a few times. Could he come down to just boost the rating a little again and have a match? I mean, it might not be against Carmelo, but could he come down to face whoever the NXT champ is in the future? I wouldn't rule that out. I don't know that he'll come down and face Carmelo after Seth, though. Be nothing stopping it. It's only because he's already been sort of in NXT. I mean, I suppose in a way, what with Dominic being the North American champion, Judgment Day are very much involved with NXT. So, yeah, I really can't give you a reason as to why we wouldn't look to do it. Spine buster there by Jacy. Roll up on Lyra. Kick out. Jacy can't believe it. She is shocked. She is shocked. Shocked that Lyra managed to kick out. Applauding away, trying to get behind both women here as Jacy drives her shoulder into Lyra. Jumps over. Kick coming in there by Jacy. Jacy trying to nail Lyra. Spin kick. Down goes Jacy. Lyra climbing up. Lyra perched. Big splash. 1, 2, 3. Lyra gets the win. Lyra gets the win. Here is your winner. So, Lyra Valkyria picking up that sweet, sweet dub in our opening contest. It was okay. It was okay. Justin, shout out to you. What do you think about Becky, Trish, Rhea not having matches on SummerSlam? I can sort of understand Rhea because we haven't really done a match for her. I mean, I don't know where we are with like a Raquel injury, but that's one that looks like it's a bit further down the roads. There's not really a reason as to, or I'm not aware as to why we've not done Trish and Becky at SummerSlam. But what I am going to say is I am a big fan of quality over quantity. I've said it many, many times. I do not want to stack the SummerSlam card. I don't need 12 matches on the SummerSlam card. Just give me the quality matches that have had quality builds. If we'd have snuck Becky on there as one more match, like, I could have lived with it. But, you know, credit to them where they're just putting on the matches that, you know, they think are the ones that this is the card we want, you know. We're not going to stack it. We're not going to bloat it. So, yeah, I can't sit here and complain when pay-per-views are like 4 hours long, but then also sit here and complain if they're not putting more and more matches onto pay-per-views, you know. So I've picked my sides. My side is give me the quality over quantity. They see me as a sidekick, said Trick. You're on top right now. I'm not champ. You are. I'm going to slay that. So he wants to take on Dragunov. This ain't no breakup. I got to be my own man. This ain't no breakup. I just got to be my own man. So, Dirty Dom and Rhea Ripley are backstage. Interesting, isn't it? Wonder what it actually means, though. I mean, normally if someone says this ain't no breakup, it means breakup. Are you confident Bray will return this weekend? And how do you think he'll return? Am I confident? I'm probably as confident as I've been since WrestleMania. So, yeah, fairly. How do I think he'll come back? I'm thinking during the Roman match. Because I think Roman Bray payback makes the most sense. Because of the fact that Roman beat Bray for the title at Payback 3 years ago. As soon as that show was announced, everyone said it's going to be full circle, blah, blah, blah. It is a surprise to me that a lot of people keep mentioning Cody as the next potential challenge for Bray. I don't know where that's come from. That's not what I'm thinking. It could go that way, but it's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that it'll be Roman, and we'll do Bray Roman at Payback, which links to 3 years ago and links to how Roman got the title. So yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Trick said, "I'm not a sidekick." Jay said, "I agree with quality over quantity, but not sorting out a match for Rhea when they've had months to get something going is not good. First time in a decade a women's champ is not on the SummerSlam cards." That's not true because Asuka's there. Asuka's on it. Jordan said, "Bray Wyatt will show up in the Cody Brock match or not at all." Because Sean said, "After Gable Steveson's questionable debut, what do you think is next? I think they should have him turn heel because the crowd's negative reaction." No. No. I'll tell you why no. Because I don't believe the crowd's negative reaction has got anything to do with his performance or anything like that. The guy is an Olympic gold medalist, okay? He went to the Olympics and he represented the USA and he won a gold medal. We haven't seen him, right? He has done nothing to offend anyone, right? I watched him at the Olympics and I saw him win the gold medal. I've seen him get mentioned. I've seen him make appearances with like Kurt on Raw. I've seen him be wheeled out at WrestleMania and SummerSlam, whatever. I've seen all of that, right? He hasn't done anything wrong. You know, I saw him get involved and train Eddie Thorpe for the NXT Underground match. Fine. The match was good. I actually thought Gable looked really good after that match as well. He had a little moment to shine. He looked good. And then he went in the ring and got the reactions he got. Now, I could be well off here. I could be well off. But I think those reactions were because of the allegations. I really do. I think those reactions were because there were serious allegations made against him. And you've only got to look online to see what people are saying about how they don't want him in the company. They don't think he should be here. You know, such and such. Mandy Rose isn't around anymore, but we've got this guy. Blah, 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 blah. This isn't that they want him to be healed. This isn't a creative thing. It's deeper than that. He's got go away heat. He hasn't got like Dominic Mysterio heat. He's got go away heat. He's got we don't want to watch this guy in this company heat. So WWE have got a real problem on their hands. Here's Tony and Stacks. So to be honest, I don't have the answer as to what you do with it. I mean, the only thing you could do is just I don't think the NXT crowd here will react quite that way to him for the reasons we spoke about earlier. I don't think this crowd will react that way to him. Here's Dominic and Rhea. Tony and Stacks want Gallus. Loud boos for Rhea and Dominic. It looks like Harry Kane is going to stay at Tottenham, is he? Michael said all they've got to do is take him off NXT, put him on the main roster. The boos will go away. Only fully fledged marks pay for NXT tickets. Oh, man. Social media is such a influential place that it'll soon get around. I mean, maybe that's what you have to try. Maybe you could try that. Okay, Mummy and Dirty Dom in the ring. How are we already 25 minutes into the show? Where did that go? Right, let's see. So, no Finn, no Damien. It is just Dom and Rhea. The greatest luchador that's ever lived. Fact. Fact, says Rhea. Rhea was talking, and as she was talking, Dragon Lee's music hit, and she was like, oh my God. She got really frustrated. Here's Dragon Lee. I like this, feuds. I like this. It's Rey Mysterio Jr. I don't like you, says Dragon Lee. I don't like you. Dragon Lee doesn't believe that Dominic Mysterio is the greatest luchador of all time. Doesn't know wrestling then, does he? The greatest luchador of all time is Rey Mysterio, says Dragon Lee. I'm the champion. She's got your cojones on her purse. Dom's cojones are way bigger than yours. Prove to me. What? Hang on. Don't prove it. Don't prove it. Let's all calm down. We're all friends. Let's see what we do next week. Mommy is all I need. Next week. Oh. Won't be alone. Who's he going to have? Oh, Rey! Rey! Wow, Rey will be on NXT next week, man. Rey will be on NXT next week. Damn. We have seen Rey in NXT before, but it's still special when you get in someone of that caliber. That's your daddy, champ? That's your daddy? That's your daddy? I mean, he knows. He knows. Here we got Wes. We got Carmelo. Wesley's upset, man. Better calm the hell down, says Carmelo. will be a sick feud if this is what we're going to get. Oh, here's Noam Dar. I love Noam Dar. I love these guys. Let's go. So we've got Wesley, we've got Carmelo Hayes, we've got Noam Dar. Okay, so we're going to get a tag match here, are we? There's a bit of pushing and shoving. Don't know what we've got now. Oh, Eddie Thorpe coming up next. Eddie Thorpe coming up next. Okay, so Noam and Oro confront Wes and Carmelo. Impact tweeted, they've gone past 3 billion views on YouTube, says James. Well done to Impact. Okay. I'm going to do a super quick video because I always think anything that kind of makes you go, whoa, that's cool, like that is worth doing a video for. If it sparks that reaction, then that says to me it's worth, other people will have that reaction. So let's do a quick little video. Breaking news coming out of NXT, and it's been announced that Rey Mysterio is going to be on the show next week. He's going to be on NXT next week. Rey just appeared in a little video package, basically saying he was going to be on NXT because next week it's going to be Dominic Mysterio taking on Dragon Lee. Of course, Mummy, Rhea Ripley, she's going to be in Dominic's corner. Well, Dragon Lee said he had someone in his corner. Honestly thought it was going to be a female, if I'm being honest. I thought they'd got like someone from the main roster, maybe Raquel Rodriguez, someone like that. But Rey Mysterio, the place went bananas when he appeared on screen. And as we said, he announced that he is going to be on NXT next week. So Rey Mysterio making a cheeky little appearance on NXT this week to say he'll be on the show next week. Boyaka 619. Rey Mysterio. Yeah, I can't believe how quick the show is going tonight. I'm really like, I don't know. I mean, I can't believe it's been half an hour that's gone already. It's just flying, man. It's going really quick tonight. Sean Never Losing, Booker of the Year. NXT is actually better than Raw, to be honest, says Harry. They ruined a fire promo with Lee and Hayes for this stupid randomness. Classic WWE, says REAL. Where's that video? There it is. Raw, SmackDown, NXT, same company. Everyone loves Rey. Mond. That was a good show, actually. It looks a bit dated now. It was on TV. It's on TV every morning on Channel 4 here in the UK, but it looks a bit dated. Boom. We all know who will win Booker of the Year again. Yeah. Booker T. He is the best booker every year. And no one can say otherwise. Because he is King Booker. That's what the winner should get. They should be known as King Booker. King Booker 2023. And they win Queen Charmel. That would be quite the prize. Do you think we'll get Steveson from now on full-time, or will he take time off for a while? I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know what they're going to do with it. We can keep throwing this Steveson debate around, but I don't think we're going to conjure up any answers, because they've got a decision to make, and as I said, I think it's a tough decision to make. I think I'd feel a bit more confident that the NXT crowd at Full Sail wouldn't react that way. You didn't. Oof. Here's Corbin. Say, I'm sorry for crushing all your hopes and dreams. If he shows his face again, I'll finish it. Excuse me, little girl. You tried and you failed. You should pack your things. Excuse me, little girl. Oh, she's off with him, man. I love how Corbin, like, bent down. Excuse me, little girl. That little girl just happened to be competing for the NXT Women's Championship the other day. So Corbin, so Thea is off with Mr. Chase. Corbin confronted Andre Chase about it. Right, we've got Dijak in the ring right now. It's all happening. Who do you think's under the Schism masks? I think I'll be stunned if it's anyone other than the Creeds. Stunned. Is that a thing, is it? Is that like something people are like, oh, I wonder who it is? Right, 19, she's a little girl to everyone in the company, said Oblong Box. If they put an NXT belt on him out of nowhere, NXT crowds would boo. NXT crowd is a mark crowd like AEW. They're still making Corbin look like an idiot, talking bleep after he had the lowest rated match at the Bash. Shaquem said he and the Reign for 20 minutes. Clothesline by Dijak. And kick out there by Eddie Thorpe. Yeah, the underground match was great. Grabbing Eddie Thorpe. Elbows coming in there by Eddie. Driving Dijak back. So it's been announced we are getting Carmelo Hayes and Wesley taking on Noam Dar and Oro Mensah. Bit obvious that it was heading that way. Normally these backstage segments, I'm sure we're getting Andre Chase, Baron Corbin. Basically, any two people that are talking backstage more than likely will end up in a match. Beautiful chokeslam there by Dijak. Really good. So Eddie Thorpe really feeling the effects here. Dijak going back to the corner. Eddie Thorpe getting up to his feet. Kick to the midsection there by Eddie. Step up enziguri by Eddie as well. Eddie charging over. Big boot. Bit of a haluva. Plants Eddie down. Goes over. Tries to make the cover. And shoulder up. Shoulder up by Dijak. Oh, you see his arm. What's happened to his arm? Seems to have lost feeling in his arm or something. He's doing this kind of a thing. He's trying to grab Dijak. I was just trying to listen to what Booker was saying. Ooh! Eddie Thorpe went down, and he just went down on that arm. Oh, I'm into this match. Shoulder first into the corner. Eddie Thorpe was really selling that arm, and now Dijak has just hurled him down onto it. Now he's got Eddie Thorpe up on his shoulders. Thorpe lands on his feet. German suplex to Dijak. Eddie Thorpe trying to get back into this. Goes over against the ropes. You can see he's struggling with his arm. Don't know why he just used it, though. He's struggling with the arm, but he just decided to drop an elbow with it. That doesn't seem like a great idea. Of all the moves he could have gone for there, he decided to do an elbow drop with his injured arm. Into the ring post again goes Eddie Thorpe. Oof, a super kick there by Dijak. Eddie Thorpe down in the middle of the ring as Dijak gets into the ring. He's back in the corner. Big boot, huge boot. Eddie Thorpe goes down. 1, 2, 3. And Dijak wins. Yeah, well, not a bad little hard-hitting contest between these two. Dijak having words there with Eddie Thorpe. Good win, actually, that for Dijak. We haven't seen much of Dijak. It's a good win for him. Yeah, good win. And he's still saying stuff to Eddie Thorpe, who's still down in the ring, holding onto his shoulder. We're backstage with Tony. Now, Tony's ringing someone. Anyone understands it's you? They call him. Do this for me. We're even Stevens. Do this for me, and we're even Stevens. He's on the way. Who's he getting? Who's he getting? Who's he called? You do this for me, we're even Stevens. Is he getting nails? Is he getting nails? Maybe he met Nails in prison. Oh my God. Is he getting the big boss man? Oh, could you imagine if the boss man was still around? If you ever take a trip down to Cobb County, Georgia, ever told the line, respect the law or another, you'll do hard time. Yes. Gerald, shout out to you, my friends. Daze, love you. You've been a support for a while. Appreciate the support, my friend. Thank you for joining us. For some reason, though, my other accounts, Big MGM, can't seem to comment for some reason. To be honest, we get a few problems like that. I get people hitting me up going, have I been blocked? Have I been banned? And all this kind of stuff. And I've checked in with like mods in the past and they're like, nope. And when I look at my happened the other day, actually. I had someone get in touch with me saying, I've been blocked. Can you unblock me? Right? So I said, I'll have a look. Went in, and the banned channels, the banned like accounts, that's what I'm looking for. I've got a list of, I don't know, about 300, which is not many if you think that we've been streaming for how many years? Like about 300 I've got that I can see, which straight away says there's a lot that clearly I'm not seeing now, right? So I don't know if like when you get banned, there's maybe a 48-hour window where I can unban you, and then once that's gone, it's done. I don't actually know how it works. All I know is that there is not a list of thousands and thousands and thousands of banned accounts for me to scroll through. I just don't have access to that. There's about 300 that I can see. And this person that had been blocked that day, apparently, I couldn't see him in the 300 that I had. So I don't know. I don't really that side of it. I honestly don't know how it really works. I don't get it. I don't understand. I have people saying I can't comment. Why can't I comment? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, all I can tell you is that I probably have banned about 5 people in my time. Like, and that will be because they have been like really going off. Well, probably a bit more, but that'll be because they've been really kicking off in the comments. So I don't know. Sometimes I think people get into, I'm not saying you, but I think sometimes people get in touch thinking that I've banned them. It's like, why have you banned me? It's like, I haven't. Unless you was in a UFC stream swearing your head off, like causing trouble, I ain't banned you. So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of them quirky things. So I don't know, but I don't know. I mean, if it was one of those where you had been able to comment and then for some reason you can't, like as of right now, I would happily look into it for you. I'd happily go through that list of banned accounts I've got, but it won't be in there because there's only about 300, and I'm fairly certain those 300 are probably ones that have come from the past couple of weeks. So, although knowing Mr. Hensey, that might have been the past hour. So yeah, I hope that answers it anyway, Gerald. But really appreciate the support, dudes. Appreciate the support, and I hope you're enjoying NXT. We're amazingly only 13 minutes away from halftime scores. Days, I know it's not Friday. Friday, coming on down. It's Friday. Party and yeah. You can have that for free. No, it's not Friday, but just out of curiosity, if Lashley does put together a faction, who in the hell are they going to feud with? There's no one they're going to feud with. Who could they feud with? Well, we could create a new feud. We could create a new group. We could, I don't know, because off the top of my head, I don't know who's where, if I'm being honest. Since the draft, I don't know who's where. I don't know. We can easily cobble together a load of heels. A heel tag team with a singles heel wrestler. You can easily chuck them together. I'm seeing Dana Brooke now. As soon as I got that kendo stick in my hand, I lost it, says Dana. But I liked it. She liked it. She's a badass. That's something you need to tap into. Kalani Jordan. You need to find some aggression. So Dana tells Kalani to call someone out. Here's Yulisa and Valentina dancing away. Okay, here's Elektra Lopez and Lola Vice. Takes a while for their music to drop. We're just seeing money, 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 money. I'll tell you something I've noticed about Lola Vice watching a few of her matches on NXT Level Up. When she wrestles, she tends to go like this with her mouth. Like she tends to... She does that with her mouth all the time on NXT Level Up. So I'm interested to see if she's still going to do it. Or has someone spoke to her about it and she's starting to not do it anymore? I liked you, Lisa, the other day. I thought she was good. I haven't seen much of her. She's the one that's been injured for quite a while. So I haven't seen much of her. Lola Vice on the edge of the ring, talking a bit of trash. As Elektra Lopez now starts unloading. Tag. In comes Lola. Clothesline, Baron Corbin, Andre Chase tonight. Kick out by Valentina. Lola hurling Valentina into the corner. Oh, man. Did you see those spins? Hip attack. Hip attack by Lola. 1, 2. Kick out. I'm really worried about the USA. We tied Portugal. We should have lost. We're in a group of 16. We're not clicking, says Mitchell. Well, as long as you can get the results. I mean, it can click at any point, can't it? It's all about getting through. Argentina, when they won the World Cup, they lost their first game to Saudi Arabia in the World Cup that they went on to win. So really the group stage is about getting through. Once you get to the knockout rounds, it's different gravy. It forces you to click. I've no doubt that you will be unfortunately all right. I'd love for you guys to get eliminated. Haven't you guys won it in like 2015, 2019? So like you've won the past 2. I'm definitely subscribed to the camp of it needs to be someone else's turn now. Scoop by Yulisa. Lovely driver to Lola there too as Elektra makes the save. Shots coming in. Oh, yeah. Lopez hurling Valentina to the outside. Julissa with a clothesline. Oh, man, that kick. Oh, man. 1, 2, 3. Damn. Damn. Her striking is insane in it. Damn, man. Damn. That is so good. Lola Vice put some spice on that kick. She really did. Bang. That was great. I think if you've got good, really good, credible striking, and it looks really good, like that's such a big part of your. That's gonna work in your favor. And she looks great with her kicks. I remember Portugal in the Euros that they won. They didn't win a single match in normal time. They drew their group games and extra time penalty shootout, if I remember. Wasn't a bad match. Kirby said, USA won't be great in soccer until they call it football. Jay said, Valentina and Yulisa should have won to have kept the momentum going after the bash. It's 50-50 book him. 50-50. Right, we're at commercial break. I'll tell you what we're going to do right now because it never quite hits when we need it to. So we'll do it now. It's time for...
Halftime scores, everybody. It's the halftime scores. I really want to know your halftime scores. Put it in the chat. Halftime scores, everybody. It's the halftime scores. Are you happy? It's the halftime scores. Are you happy or you sad? Halftime scores, everybody. It's the halftime scores. I should get that recorded. If I got it recorded, I could just press play then. Just sit here like this.
Bembo said, I think that Thea will throw the towel in on Andre Chase tonight. That's fun. I like that. Right. WWE AEW fan said 6. Shaquem said 6. Donald said 6. Kieran said 6.6. Alexa Bliss Gamer says 7. Draco said 6. Future Comps said 6.5. Trey Gaming says 6. James says 3. 1 Minute Wrestler says 7. Keewan says 6. Mitchell said 6.5 to 7. Seeing Ray was cool. Lyra said 6. Trina said 7.75 for the Ray appearance. Sean said solid 8. Travis said 6.5. Dirty Aubrey said 7. It has flown by. Seth Freakin' Rollins said 7. AB Jobson said it's okay, 6.5. Tingalin said 5.5. Kirby said good show, 7.5. Aaron says 5.5. Bob Jr. says 5. Justin said 7.5. Mitchell said, what's your score? Probably about a 6. 6.5, 6.5, around that kind of ballpark, yeah. J Love said 6, 7. Easy mode said Kappa. Solid 7 said Stanton. RMC Coolboy said 7. Defcon Eric and Pirate King Jack Adventures said, who acts worse, Raquel or the cast of Justice League? Who acts worse? Raquel or the cat? Who? Like Raquel Rodriguez? Is her acting bad? Are we talking about Raquel Rodriguez? I've never seen the cast of Justice League. I've never seen it. So I can't comment. It's one of them. Straight over my head. Oblong Box said 7. It would have been a little higher if Yulisa and Valentina had won. Cody Frost said 7. Adam said 6.5. Jordan said 4. Mr. Tahil fan said 7.9. Defcon Eric said 5. After Gunther and Chad Gable had the banger last night, I wouldn't have had a problem with Gable dethroning Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship, says Kashawn. Tahal says, Daze, I'm here. Hello. Bembo said, if it is the Creeds, doesn't that prove that loser leaves matches are pointless? Well, no, because they have, like, they're not competing in NXT, are they? And instead, they've put some masks on. They're just following thingy around. So, no, they're not on the show, are they? Competing each week. They're not still doing Diamond Mine. It has affected them. Here's Tiffany on TikTok. TikTok. I could have passed out from the pain. Next week I'll be back. Maybe I'll throw a tiffy-bration. But there we go. Tiffy-bration next week. Okay, here's Wesley making his way down. Not quite the same energy we're used to, says Vic Joseph. He looks all right. He's still interacting with the fans. I want to know who Tony's gonna got, man. I'm really looking forward to that. Here's Carmelo. On his own. No trick. It's a woman there that's dancing away to his... she's loving it. Loving his theme music. So yeah, no trick. Could it be 2 Dimes? He's currently not on the AEW roster page. That'd be a deep cut if it was. He was around right at the start, wasn't he, when Stacks came? It was Stacks and 2 Dimes. Here's Metaphor. Metaphor making the way down. Cara Jackson, Lash Legend. So, Noam Dar. Oh, I need to change this at the bottom, don't I? Noam Dar, Oro Mensah. Noam and Oro versus Naro and versus Carmelo and Wes. And we're underway. Wes, jump in, Noam. Let's go. The match ending for Tiffany and Thea was awful, says Helen. Live Your Life said, I had fun yesterday. Raw was a good show. I had good seats. Glad you had fun, but glad you had a good time. Always helps if you can get some good seats. Jordan hates Metaphor. Karina said, Daze, was the Cruiserweight division the best brand ever? Did they just cancel 205 Live in NXT UK? Yes. Imagine if those brands came back. Should the Cruiserweight brand be on Raw again? I don't think there should be a separate brand for the Cruiserweights. I think the Cruiserweights should be treated like the women and like the tag division, and I suppose like the men as well, in the sense of they are their own division that just exist in the same world. Like they don't need their own space, just like how tag teams don't need their own space, just like how women don't have their own space. The Cruiserweights are just wrestlers. They're just people. They're just, I don't know. I find it strange giving them their own space. It is not something that I feel we need. I 205 Live. I mean, in order for 205 Live to work, you're gonna have to do what you do for NXT, and that is stack it with stars. You got to put star power on it. So you'd just be creating another headache, really, because WWE don't need another show. Like, they don't need a show for the network because Peacock have already paid them $1 billion to have the network, right? So they don't need to be churning out all this new content for the network. They don't need to worry about it. So they don't need it for there. I don't think, can have another TV show. I don't think there's another TV slot. And if there was, I don't know that they would dedicate it to the cruiserweights. So can't see that one happening, unfortunately. I think it was something they tried. They didn't get it right. And, you know, it failed. I think the show itself was pretty good. I think 205 Live, certainly at the start, had some really good matches on it, had some really good stuff on it, but it just didn't have the star power. Didn't have the star power. People wasn't watching it. They then started to lose interest in it because it wasn't doing anything. And as a result, that was it. Done and dusted, and it changed, didn't it? Didn't it become NXT, what is now NXT Level Up? NXT Level Up is the evolution of 205 Live. And NXT UK, that one stopped because I don't think the ratings were probably very good anyway, but that one stopped because they're looking to do NXT Europe, which apparently is still in the works, but delayed because of the takeover and everything. So yeah, that's what's going on with all that. Kick out by Oro Mensa. Choosing a Christmas gift for your mom depends on her interests and preferences. This is true. Consider her hobbies, favorite activities, or something she's mentioned wanting in the past. Coach Co, shout out to you. This is the time of year we should be thinking about buying Christmas presents. Get them in early. Don't have to worry about it as you get closer to Christmas then. Very wise. We've gone to commercial break. So we are 7 minutes into the second hour. They just showed a little graphic in the corner. Who is going to be Tony's partner? Excited. Godfather's Ho says, that's Legion of Doom. Oh, what a rush. Not that horrible LOD 2000 with Crush. And not Hawaiian Crush. Came to Mania 41. Come to Mania 41 in Minnesota. I'll get fine powder. R.I.P. 3 Faces of Fear. Thank you. Thank you, my friend. Wes looks lost in this match, says Mitchell. Anna said, just watched the Cody documentary. I was a big fan of his dad, Dusty. Will go back and finish it. James said, it's too effing hot to think about Christmas. Think about it, James. Think about it. It'll soon sneak up on you. And then you'll be like, oh, I should have thought about it. Jordan said, can you read my last comments? Daze, my mate got attacked last night by 3 donkeys. Actual donkeys? Do you live on, like, the seaside? Or do you live by a donkey sanctuary? I need to know, were they actual donkeys? Please respond. Defcon, Eric, and Pirate King Jack said, when the heck is Level Up even on anymore? I want to say... Friday. One is on a Thursday, and I think that's main event. And one is on a Friday, and I think that's NXT Level Up. James will know. James, when's it on? When's it on? James will know. He watches it all. Because Sean said, do you remember the match between Daniel Bryan and Drew Gulak at Elimination 2019? I remember it being a great match with a lot of technical ring work, but kind of forgotten. Yeah, Daniel wanted to work with Drew, and I don't think that relationship really worked. Daniel wasn't really able to get Drew over, even though they did do some really good stuff together. They were together for a little while as well, but that's one that, gotta be honest, I look back on with a tinge of regret, because when you've got someone like Daniel Bryan and you can do so much with Daniel Bryan, I think it is cool that I'm sure they went to him like, what do you want to do? What, you know, I think he is someone that's very vocal about what he wants to do. He's not shy about talking and speaking out. So I think I heard it was very much his idea. You know, he wanted to help work with Drew Gulak, get Drew Gulak over. But I don't think he succeeded, to be honest. I don't think he did. So I always look back on that with a tinge of disappointment. Noam Dar making the tag. They were real donkeys. He tripped over the curb. Your friend got beaten up by or attacked by 3 donkeys. 3 actual donkeys. I find that hard to fathom. I find that hard to picture. Why didn't he just run away? I don't understand. Are they fast? Are donkeys fast? They probably are. Thinking about it, they probably are. I've never thought about, could I outrun a donkey? But I am thinking that right now. I think the answer's no, because I'm not confident I could outrun any animal. Wes is down. Noam is down. Boomer said NXT Level Up airs every Friday after SmackDown at 10/9 Central. Let's go. Main event is on a Thursday. Kirby said, this is a good show, but it's gone by quick. Carmelo is in with Noam. Mellow. Was he drunk? Oh, yeah. Oh, should have asked. Should have asked that. Jordan, was he drunk? If he was drunk, it makes a lot more sense, doesn't it? Because he'd be like, hello, donkey. Are you a donkey? Are you a donkey? Ah, or whatever noise it makes. Ah. Don't be like that, donkey. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss. Ah, my face. Ah. Okay, yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense. That was an impression of me being drunk talking to a donkey. I was thinking roughly 1:30 in the morning. Against the ropes goes Carmelo. Round the houses. Oh, so crisp. So fluid. Beautiful. Tags in Wes. I don't care about main event. I don't watch it. What? Fake fan. Fake fan. Chikara's got in. Chikara's like, if you want to... oh, man, and he did. Chikara was like, if you want to get at Noam, you're going to have to go through me. So he's like, all right. Hurls himself off the corner. Chikara managed to get out the way, though. She's on the outside, like... She's shocked. She's horrified. Kicks coming in by Carmelo. Wes. Oh, Wes connects with Carmelo by mistake. Oh, my God. You effed up, Chance. You effed up. Noam Dar, 1, 2, 3. It's a massive win for Metaphor. Noam Dar wins. And that is the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. It's a win for Metaphor. It's a win for Noam Dar. So where's Hit Carmelo with the cardiac kick? Accidentally. Didn't mean it. Made a boo-boo. You effed up. You effed up. You effed up. You effed up. They're arguing now. It's cool. It ain't cool. Where was you? What's up with him? Braun Wagner is Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker and Von Wagner. Last few weeks, it's been months. Ron says, I've been watching your story unfold. It's touching stuff. It really is. But you're a nobody. Come find me. You know that picture? You think that was bad? Here's Baron Corbin with his new intro. I like this. I like this intro with the ship. Burn the ships. Burn them all. Burn all the ships. Let's just, I wanted to know, Jordan, I wanted to know if they're drunk. They were real donkeys, tripped over the curb, yeah. But were they drunk? Donkeys have taken over the worlds. Yeah, but were they drunk? Mitchell said, Daze did think of the fact it could have been a song, Your Donkeys, that attacked the friend. Could have been song, oh. I thought you meant the song. I was like, what song? There's a song called Your Donkeys. I got your donkeys. I got your donkeys. I got your donkeys. Let me in. Let me in. I got your donkeys. I got your donkeys. I got your donkeys. Let me in. Let me in. Let him in. Let him in. He got your donkeys. He got your donkeys. He got your donkeys. Let him in. Let him in. He got donkeys. He got your donkey. I don't know why that's in my head. I don't know where that came from. Don't know. Feels like a hit though. Oh, I bet Taylor Swift's watching. I bet she'll take it. She'll take it. She'll make a few changes. Be a smash all over the world, wouldn't it? Yeah, you're right. It could be Song Your Dong. Keys. Anna, shout out to you. Appreciate the kind words. Kojiko says, certainly, Halloween is a perfect time for spooky and thrilling stories. Here's a short Halloween-themed story for you. Oh, wow. Here we go. Here we go. Kojiko, about to fire in. Settle down, everyone. Are you going to do that in the comments? It's going to have to be short. Oh, it's going to be one of those where we have to use our imaginations, isn't it? Christopher said, great tag team. No one can take that away from the Legion of Doom. Shame about when they went downhill, especially Hawk. Well, that's my Hawk impression. Burning ships equals Corbin's past career, says Kirby. WD is short for Wrestling Daze, also Wrestling Doctor, and Wrestling Dongs. Remember that time Ding Dong in UFC had that knee, says Q the Light Knight. I do. Right, we are at commercial break. We got 40 minutes to go. There might be an overrun. No one knows. Live Your Life said Dave's main event yesterday was Dana Brooke versus Xia Li and Apollo versus Bronson Reed. Don't know if they would be classed. I think you could probably see where my thought process was going. I was like, shall I say it? Or shall I not say it? Technically, I mean, you would think the last things that happen would be the main events. Like, that is a perfectly reasonable, logical thing to think, isn't it? So if it's the last thing you see, it must be the main event. This is the main event. I think they actually class them as just dark matches. I think they just class them as like, here's a bit of extra stuff for you. Like, you've seen the main event. Here's a little bit extra. Have this. Little something just for you. You know, don't tell anyone. Little extra. I don't know why they do it, actually. I wonder why they do it. Why do they do those little dart matches? Do you remember when, like, the dart match, was it like late last year, was like a Bray Wyatt cage match? It's like, people were like, why aren't we seeing this? Like, you know, his cardio up and the ring rust off. Who the hell are you? So, Dominic's confusing Axiom with Dragon Lee. We need to talk about Sunday. I'm not the one that got pinned. Mustafa is trying to get an opportunity at Dominic. Dominic's walked off. Oh, God, it's all going wrong. Try being disrespectful. That is true, actually. Okay, so Axiom and Mustafa Ali. Are looking for North American title opportunities. Okay, here comes Thea Hale. Super sad. She's got the towel. Look how glum she is. Oh, that's kids for you, innit? That's kids for you. It's hormones. It's weird seeing her without her being hyped, isn't it? Pacing around, glum, goes down on her knees. But she just couldn't find the joy. There's no joy in her life. I don't know what the crowd are chanting. Corbin with a knee to Andre Chase. Trying to scoop up Andre Chase. Roll up there by Chase. Chase in the corner. On the back, rolling up Corbin. 1, 2. Okay. Football starts on Thursday, says K-pop lover. Drop kick by Andre Chase. Crowd chanting, throw the towel, says Mitchell. Corbin, lovely. Planting Andre Chase. My comment just disappeared. Gone. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, so we are underway with this. We've got 34 minutes left in the show. We still got to find out who's going to be the partner to Tony and Stax as they take on Gallus. We want Thea chant. Elbows, clubbing blows to the back here by Corbin. Thea being moody on the outsides. K-pop lover said Thea throws the towel. Chase U is the most over group in NXT. Changed my mind, said WWE and AEW fan. Huh? I really like him. I think they are. Certainly more over than Schism. Throw the towel. You've got... Throw the towel. And I saw there was a few people going, no! No! So Baron Corbin driving Andre Chase into the barricades. Corbin gets in the ring, goes over. Kicks out at Andre Chase. Andre Chase working on the knee of Corbin. Throwing in a kick. He's got Corbin up against the ropes. Against the ropes goes Chase. Duck underneath. Goes over to the other side. Basement drop kick. As Corbin goes down. Andre Chase goes over. He gets almost hurled against the rope. Nice leg sweep. Good move there by Andre Chase. Chase starting to get back into this. There's a sign in the crowd that says Chase, F you. Chase you. Andre Chase going to the outside. You gave up. You gave up. Rolled through by Andre Chase. Spine buster! Huge spine buster by Corbin. Oh. Single leg. Oh, single leg. Boston Crab. Very reminiscent of what we saw. And in goes the towel. Corbin catches it, though. Chucks it right back out again. She walks away. Corbin caught the towel, threw it back out again. Roll up by Andre Chase. Oh, I didn't get it. Chop there by Andre Chase. Kick to the midsection. Thea Hale has walked away. She's done. She's gone. She's out of there. 1, 2, 3. Corbin wins. Corbin picks up the win. Booker is applauding Baron Corbin. I don't want to see Thea leave Chase U. I'd hate to see that. They'll work it out. I'm sure they'll work it out. No Mercy coming up on September 30th. That's quite a way off, isn't it? Yet another Helen Hart tribute, said Wrestle with Andy. They're everywhere. It's about time. The homecoming for Roxanne Perez. I know who I am. I know who Roxanne Perez is. I know what she's going to take, and I know what she is not going to stand for. So we're just hearing from Roxanne's mom and her sister. DreamCon. Welcome to DreamCon. This is where she gets attacked in it by... Oh, there we go. There's Blair. Daze, what are your thoughts on NXT Great American Bash? I thought it had some good stuff. I thought it had some below standard stuff. It was a mixed bag. So Booker had some words for Roxanne before she went out. Thea is going the way of Julia Hart. Check my last comment again. My mate wasn't drunk, says Jordan. Thank you, Jordan. Rita, Sue, and Bob is funny, says Christopher. Thea is going to leave and join Alpha Academy, says The Beach Kevin. She has graduated, says K-pop lover. I'm Roxanne Perez, and you can't break me. Right, what's this? There's a car that's arrived. Someone stepped out. Who the hell is that? Who is that? It's like Ric Flair. Someone stepped out with some pretty swanky shoes. White trousers. Whites. Don't know what you'd call those shoes. Nice shoes. Fancy shoes. White shoes. Who do you think it is? Look like Seth. Santos Escobar. Who do you think it is? In the chat, go. It's the Godfather. Who is it? Bobby Lashley? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I genuinely don't know. I don't know who it is. Dom should tell Ali to get a life. Look like Santos Escobar. Did they have they had a feud, didn't they? I need a favor. If you come in, we'll call it all even. It's someone that is... It seems like it's someone that owes him one. Who owes him? Who's he helped out? Who owes him? LA Knight? Nunzio, it's Goldberg, it's Meltzer, it's Bray, it's Charlotte. Love it. It's Vince McMahon. Santina Morello, it's Uncle Howdy. It's a gimmick change for Uncle Howdy. It's the real Uncle Howdy. Love it. Casual Uncle Howdy when he's not, wearing all the Uncle Howdy stuff. Have you ever had fond memories of SmackDown Live in 2016? It was the land of opportunity to see showcase newer stars. I enjoyed it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I don't know that it was like I was in love with it or anything like that. It was fine to watch. I remember it being better than Raw. But then quite often SmackDown is better than Raw. But that's, I think, are we talking about like the Shane, Daniel Bryan, talking smack kind of time? Yeah, there was some good stuff that came out of that time. Santos Escobar, cartel feud with Tony said wrestling is arts. It's Daze. Roosh has just signed a new deal with AEW. Wow. It's going to be a real surprise when it turns out to be him then. What if it's Tony Khan? It's Tony Khan. It's Tony Khan's dad. Shah Khan. Shaka Khan. Shaka Khan. It's the band Shaka Khan. Is it a band or is it a woman? I don't know. Well, we'll find out. It's an alien. It's Mandy Rose. It was Billy Kay. Let's go. Some of these are great. Shad Khan. It's D's nuts guy. Yeah. It's the Kool-Aid guy. Oh yeah. I think that's what he says. I don't know. We don't have it. It's JTG. It's Tony's Khan's dad, Shaka Khan. Let's go. Did you see Roman Reigns' interview? Is it Roman Reigns? Did he say that he is going to help Tony Shaka Khan? Amazing. Right, we're backstage with Metaphor. They're celebrating. Do y'all realise what just happened? Feels good to be great, says Oro. Here's Tyler Bate. Metaphor. Tyler Bate's been on a meditation retreat, apparently. I don't know, and I don't care what you just said, says Jakara. Okay, so Tyler Bate, Noam Dar next week. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I totally forgot about this. This was something I was really looking forward to as well. The Schism segment. We come tonight. Mitchell, Daze, it's clearly the elite. They're all on each other's shoulders. Very good. Actually, it does have a really strong Don Callis vibe, in all fairness. However... disobedience must be eradicated. Time's up. You're gonna get yours now. So we've got a load of people in the ring wearing yellow masks. We're going to unmask them. Step forward one by one and remove your mask. Out. Next. Take it off. Get out. You loser. Next. What's number 3 doing? Woo! I didn't know he was still around. Where? He's still around. Ikemanjiro. I can't believe you've got the nerve to stand here so calmly. Oh, they're nailing them, which makes me think it's not them. Yeah. There's the Creeds. They're on holiday. Okay, so it turns out it wasn't those. Well, it probably was them, but it wasn't them this week. No, they're on a beach. Time of their lives. Oh, they went to the pyramids, so they're over in Egypt. Oh, and they went to Easter Island. They're really getting around, man. Oh, they're a bit confused as to where they are. They don't know if they're in Hawaii or in Fiji. Not in Orlando. Creeds. Find the Creeds. Followers of Schism worldwide, find the Creeds. find the creeds. Well, they could be anywhere. They could be in Egypt. They could be on Easter Islands. They could be in Fiji. They could be in Hawaii. They're definitely not in Orlando. Who's the partner? I'm currently visiting Maryville, Indiana, South Lake Mall. Don't worry. Oh, I was. You know me well. My hometown is still Hammond, Indiana. I'm not so sure. I think your hometown is Maryville, Indiana now. I do. I think you've abandoned Hammond, Indiana. Carmen Live too. Something seems off. Josh said, I heard that Bray returns at SummerSlam and attacks Finn Balor. Justin said Gallus looked like green bumblebees. Lol. WWE AEW fans said Gallus versus the family and mystery partner. Who's the mystery partner? Who is it? They're at a spooky island hanging out with Scooby-Doo, said James. Rock's daughter getting better on the mic. Kim said, I generally hope the dyad don't leave WWE. Gerald said, certainly not Orlando. Jordan says, I'm back. Jordan, welcome back. Bit weird, isn't it, Jordan, that you left just as the Creed brothers were on screen? Wonder if your real name is Julius? It's probably Jordan, in all fairness. Princess Lady, Velveteen Dream returns, says Jim. DREAM is... It's Lars Sullivan. It's Mandy Rose. It's Ryback. Imagine if it was Ryback. I wonder what the reaction would be if it was Ryback. If Ryback was the person to help Tony, I wonder how people would react. What if it's Pillman Jr.? What if it's that? Just saying, I'm just saying things. I'm just saying things. I still live in Hammond, Indiana. I don't think you do. I'm sorry, Carmen Life, but I'm just saying what everyone else is thinking. We're not sure. Hey, did you all notice Trini hasn't been around? Did you notice that? What I'm thinking is that when we was informing her husband of the affair, I'm hopeful that he heard. And right now she's not been around because divorce proceedings are currently going through. That's my hope. That's what I'm hoping for. I don't know what you're hoping for, but that's what I'm hoping for. Harry said, I'm in Australia, Brazil, Guatemala, Germany, Long Island, all at the same time, but not in the UK. Not in the UK. No. Same. Not in the UK. Schism is also a Tool song, says young Heath Ledger. Right, well, look, we're about to find out. It's Tessa Blanchard. Yes. Let's go. It's AJ Lee. It's CM Punk. All roads lead. Oh, yeah. We are doing SummerSlam Watch Along Saturday and Lovely and Early. Oh, at least 2 hours before the kickoff show. And before people go, 2 hours, what are we meant to talk about? All I can say is welcome to the channel. You must be new. We could flip and do a day stream and we wouldn't struggle. Here's Cora Jade. Packing up. She's leaving. You've left a load of your messages. Oh, she's leaving. Cora Jade, leave him. I'm leaving. Oh, she's back. Good luck without me. Cora Jade is leaving, and she's left. Next week, Dirty Dom versus Dragon Lee. In Dragon Lee's corner, Rey Mysterio. Also next week, Bron Breakker takes on Von Wagner. That's Stevie Turner, isn't it? I've only just noticed Stevie. Is that Stevie? Right, here's Gallus. Do you remember when Stevie had the streaming thing? I hope she doesn't abandon that. I get all my tips from her. How to do live streaming. Right, here's Gallus. Hey, hey, hey. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Tony, Stacks, and who? It's definitely Santos, says Jordan. It's Quincy Elliott. She's no longer mingling and pringling. Where is she? She has just gone, hasn't she? She's no longer a single mingle pringle. She's no longer a mingle single pringle. Here's Tony. Let's go. They're selling DWO shirts. Detroit World Order. I think they did they did LWO shirts instead of Latino World Order. It was London World Order for Money in the Bank. Hold on, old friend. Watch and see. Here we go. It is Santos. It is Santos. Santos Escobar. Pretty fun, isn't it? Right, Santos Escobar is the mystery partner of Stacks. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Santos chants. I thought they were momentarily. I thought they were chanting Legado. Legado. Do you remember? Oh, I missed that. Legado. No. It's a good choice, says Elijah. It's all come full circle, says Mr. Quake. I've left South Lake Mall. I'm still located in Maryville, Indiana, heading back to Hammond, Indiana. You should just stay in Maryville, Indiana, because I believe that's where you live now, Common Law. Shawn Michaels is cooking, says Tony. Tony D did send Santos out of NXT. I did not see Santos as the partner, says Jim. Right, well, we are underway with our main event. Can you explain the connection between them? Well, there was a feuds which played out. It was last year, wasn't it? And Legado lost, which meant they had to basically become part of the family. So there was a period of time where there was Elektra Lopez, Santos, Del Toro, and Joaquin Wilde that were doing like jobs for Tony as part of the family, and it all, you know, they obviously weren't happy with that arrangement, and it resulted in, was it loser leaves, a loser leave situation? Oh, it wasn't it loser leaves, but it was Santos that lost. So Santos went, and it meant the others had to stay behind. And then he basically came back for them and said, "You didn't think I'd leave you behind, did you?" They all then got into a car and they drove off to the, seemingly to the main roster. And then a few weeks later, Elektra Lopez rocked up on her own back in NXT. So she must have got kicked out the car. He must have pulled over to one side and went, "Actually, I don't want you anymore. I've thought things through, and I just not going to work. You want to just walk back to NXT?" So yeah, there is quite the history between all of these. I only restarted watching NXT again recently. Gerald said, "Yeah, loser leaves. Santos came back for all of them. I guess Elektra got kicked out on the way, and they picked up Zelina." Don't know if I can blame them. I like Elektra, but Zelina definitely gives you that main roster experience, you know? If you go into the main roster for the first time, you might want that that know-how, that knowledge that Zelina will bring. Can't blame him. Probably the right decision. Video? Yeah. Let's do it. Do it as a cheeky little video. Again, there'll be people that aren't watching that might be interested. Coach Co said, "Last night I attended a dance class where the instructor taught us a fun and energetic dancey dance." Well, I'm glad you had a lovely time, Coach Co. More news coming out of NXT, and that was a mystery partner for Tony and Stax as they took on Gallus in the main event. Lots of speculation as to who this mystery partner was going to be, and as you can see from the image, it turned out to be Santos Escobar. So Santos Escobar, who's had quite the history with Tony, with Stax, with the family in the past. Not always good. In fact, never really that good. But he's come back to help Tony, help Stax as they battle against Gallus. So again, you know, NXT continuing to showcase main roster talent. Obviously, we found out earlier about Rey Mysterio being on the show next week. And a great little fun surprise here where Santos Escobar was revealed as the mystery partner for Tony and Stax. And just as I finished talking about that, we are back underway with NXT already. It's non-stop, man. Don't even get time to blink with NXT. It is go, go, go. Okay, so right now it is Gallus in control. We are done with the show. We are going into the overrun. Breaking news, Heritage Cup match. Heritage Cup match. They've put it, I like the fact they've put it in exclamation marks. It's a Heritage Cup match next week between Tyler Bate and Noam Dar. And of course, that's not the real Heritage Cup. Rey Mysterio, obviously around next week. They're just sort of previewing the show next week a little. Santos Escobar gets cheap shotted. Tony goes crashing to the outside just as Stacks was trying to make a tag. Wolfgang coming over, grabbing Stacks, slamming him down. Wolfgang going up, looking for a moonsault. Misses with the moonsault. In comes Santos. Back elbow there by Santos Escobar. Against the ropes goes Santos. And again, nailing, I think it's Mark Coffey that's in there. Is it Mark or Joe? Trying to charge over, gets dumped to the outside, Santos. Big kicks going up top. Perched. Crossbody. Yeah, great work. Against the ropes goes Santos. Roll through, pin. Sits down too. Oh, and the other members of Gallus make the save. The other members of Gallus make the save. Gallus boys, not quite on top. I'm now located in Shiverville, Indiana, pronounced Cherville. I'm no longer in Maryville, pronounced Merrillville. Maryville, Sherryville, Shazaville. You get around, don't you, bud? Top rope enziguri there by Santos. Why hasn't AEW announced any matches for All In, says Kashawn. Don't know, perhaps I can only imagine that's something that now we're in August we're going to start doing. Here's Santos looking to charge over, and he does. Double knees. Tag, in comes Tony, in comes Stacks. They get dropped down, hurled down. And Tony gets the victory. Tony secures the win. Stacks, Tony, holding up those tag titles. Santos, the favor has been called in. The difference maker. He must have been pretty close by. He only made that call about, what, an hour ago. He must have been in the area. He did the thing. He did the thing. Welcome home. Welcome home, Chance. Okay, what's this? Oh, Dragunov. Trick, you're the reason why I'm not NXT champ. Look into my eyes, Trick. Oh, he's intense, isn't he? Look into my eyes. I won't stop until you are entirely terminated. I won't stop until you are entirely terminated. Jeez. The family could make a good main roster faction if they expand to 4 or 5 people. Right. Trick's gonna die, says Gerald. Trick's gonna die. R.I.P. Trick. Mitchell said Santos finished his day at the Magic Kingdom, got his magic Mickey ears, and came. Then got the call for NXT. I'm just picturing him now going around on the teacups with his Mickey ears on, and his phone goes, and it's Tony calling in a favor. It's quite the visual feast. Boom. Did you hear what Paul Heyman says about Bobby the Brain and Jimmy Hart? Nope. WWE AEW fan said final score 7. Erased Mind said Elia is a T800. AB Jobson said Orton has been training in the weight room but hasn't tried taking a bump, and creative don't have nothing for him. Q the Light Knight says a lot of rumors. It may blow a lot time on bad gigs. Good show. Love NXT, said Shakeem. Honestly, a 2 out of 5 show, said Lance. Boomer said Escobar has finished the story. Justin said my cousin is bringing more cow heart shiskabobs. Jordan says 9. Shakeem said 725. Mitchell said I finished around a 7. Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one. It's a little tricky one. It's a little tricky one because I don't know that there was really anything. You know, you had like Noam Dar, Oro against Wesley and Carmelo. I mean, it's a bit of a throwaway tag match in it. Gallus against Tony and Stax. We saw it the other day. Nice moment though, where you bring in Santos. So yeah, that's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. It's fun for a main event. I do feel like there was something missing. I don't know if it was like some sort of, I don't know. I can't even say it's an OMG moment because we did get like the Rey moment and we did get the Santos moment. Something was missing for me. I don't know what it was. So I'm going to say it's like a 6.5 for me. I think it was fine. Solid. I enjoyed it. Wasn't bored. I think it's absolutely flown by. But just felt like there was a little something missing for me. Is Cora Jade going to the main roster? What do you think? I mean, she says goodbye, but it didn't really feel like a serious goodbye. So, I don't think so. I'd be leaning towards no. William said, me and Daisy's scores are close. Do you know that after All In, they have been all the next weekend? Do you know that after All In, there have been all the next weekends? I don't know what you mean, Bob. Don't know what you mean, buds. It's called James. He said he wished Jimmy Hart was dead. He wished Jimmy Hart was dead. Is this a new interview or an old interview or something? Why would he wish Jimmy Hart was dead? Are you excited for Young Bucks, Kenny Omega versus Satnam Singh tomorrow night? No. I think he's saying after All In, they have All Out the following weekends. Oh, okay. All Out shortly follows after All In. Yes. Opening match was the first 20 minutes, says Kirby. Helen said -5 stars. Rey was on NXT, said Hungtaz. Yeah, a little video of him was on NXT, basically to say that he was going to be on next week. So Rey is going to be on NXT proper next week. Right, keep your votes coming in. Vote, vote, vote. Vote, 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 votes. Get your votes in. Get your votes in. Don't you dare not vote. Vote, 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 vote. There's 279 people that are joining us right now. And we've had 76 votes. How does that work? How does that work? I give NXT an 8. I'm now in Highland, Indiana. I'm alive. Shout out to you. Daze saying a direct no to the guy. What did I say no to? What did I say no to? Do you know, a lot of the time when I'm answering these questions, I'm not really thinking. I'm just responding. So if someone goes, why did you say that? I don't have the ability to go, because, like, I don't know what I just said. It's bad, isn't it? Because I just read the question and I answer it. And then I move on to the next question. So, or like, you know, I'll read the theory and we'll chuck it around, then I'll move on to the next thing. If someone goes, what do you mean by that? It really throws me off. Or like that comment there, like, oh, Daze just said no to that guy. I'm like, what did I say? I don't even know what I said. I'm sure it was very insightful. Very insightful. Jordan says Dembele is going to PSG, possible Mbappe replacement. It was in a new interview. Why did he want him to die? I'll have to see if I can find it. If it's in a new interview, I'll try and hunt it out. No PC star debuting this week, said Justin. Heyman did an interview and he said Bobby was the greatest, but Hayden says he's now dead. But Heyman said he's now dead. Get over it. That's all. I mean, that's like, you know, I think Bobby would be all right with that as a joke. That kind of humor. So I don't see any problems with that. Just randomly saying I wish Jimmy Hart was dead, though, that would be a bit, I don't know what would, again, this is where you need to see the context. It was a promo as an interview. I go to NXT, I'm in Highland, Indiana. I'm no longer in Maryville, Maryville, Indiana, and Sherrville, Indiana. Carmen Live. Shout out to you. I have never met anyone that talks about where they live as much as what you do in my whole life. Helen says NXT is bad since 2.0. I know a little bit for being a kid from the beginning. It was today, the Heyman interview. It was Stephen A. Smith. Oh, yeah, because Roman was on there, wasn't he? Roman was on there. So Heyman, I'm guessing, went on with Roman. Heyman said Hart is alive, so God doesn't answer his prayers. That's when someone in the chat asked if you was looking forward to Kenny and the Bucks. Oh, yeah. To be honest, I mean, it just sounded like I honestly don't know what's happening on AEW this week. So, you know, I saw like Satnam Singh, was it? And a load of names. Just looks like a nothing match that's been thrown together. So the thought of like, are you excited for this completely random looking match? No, I'm not. I'll be brutally honest. I'm quite happy to be honest. Are you excited for this? No, not in the slightest. I didn't even know it was happening. Can't wait to hear Jim Cornette comment on Heyman's interview, says Matt. Are you going to SummerSlam? No. No, I'm in the UK. I mean, I could fly over, I suppose, but no. Helen said NXT is so bad they should go back to the quiz era. Right, well, how many votes have we had? Oh, yes. I was sat here thinking, will we get to like 3 digits? Will we get to like, will we even scrape 100 votes tonight? But we did. We did. What a time to be alive. So there we go. Let's see what people thought, what they scored the show. Let's have a little look, shall we? Let's have a little glance. 7 to 775, 48%. 8 to 10, 34%. 6 to 675, 12%. 575 or below, 4%. So there we go. Those are the scores for this week's NXT. I'm going to run off and do the little recap results video thing. We are back tomorrow for AEW. And yeah, hope you have a great evening. Appreciate people joining us as always. And we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.